All right, last time we talked about planting that seed of process improvement. Well, today we get to watch it sprout. We're diving into the Lean Six Sigma Green Belt, and this is where things get real, where awareness starts turning into actual, measurable impact for your business. So, you remember the yellow belt, right? We talked about it like planting a seed. It's all about introducing your team to this whole new way of thinking, getting them familiar with the basic language of process improvement. It's a super important first step. But here's the thing. Once that seed is planted, it doesn't just sit there. The potential for real growth is just waiting to be unlocked. Awareness starts turning into action. So, what does that transformation actually look like? And that is exactly where the green belt comes into play. This is the moment that seed of knowledge really starts to sprout and becomes a real, tangible force for improvement in your company. It's that huge shift from just knowing about this stuff to actively doing it. You see, a certified green belt isn't just sitting on the sidelines anymore. Oh no, they're active practitioners. They're key team members on the big projects. But, and this is super important, they're also equipped and empowered to lead smaller, more focused initiatives, all on their own. So who are these potential green belts in your organization? Well, the key thing to get is that they're not usually full-time process gurus. They're your people who are already deep in the trenches. Your middle managers, your business analysts, your project managers. They're the ones who can take these new skills and immediately apply them to their day-to-day work, and you'll see the difference right away. Okay, so what do? What's their actual function? Think of it this way. A green belt's job is to put down roots, to really embed the whole Six Sigma way of thinking right into your daily operations. You know, there's this great line that really nails it. They're called the worker bees of the Six Sigma world. And it's so true. They're the ones doing the hands-on work, getting in there, collecting and analyzing the data that is literally the fuel for every single successful project. So basically, they have this really cool dual role. On one hand, they're absolutely essential support for the black belts on those huge, complex projects. But on the other hand, they're also totally capable leaders who can take charge and drive smaller but still really significant improvement projects all by themselves. So how do they do it? What makes them such effective worker bees? Well, it all boils down to one thing, their ability to take a bunch of raw data and turn it into clear, confident decisions. And right here, this is the biggest difference between a green belt and a yellow belt. It's not just about knowing the lingo anymore. Green belts can actually use the tools of statistics. They're learning how to work with probability, how to spot patterns in all that data, and how to actually test their assumptions to see if they're right. Now, for you as a leader, this is their real value. They're not just going to dump a spreadsheet on your desk. No, they translate the what of the data into the why. They give you those actionable insights that you can actually do something with. This is huge for reducing financial risk because it stops you from chasing those gut feelings and wasting money on solutions that the data just doesn't back up. Okay, check this out. This is a perfect example. A green belt can look at a really messy problem with tons of different errors, right? And by using a simple but super powerful tool like this Pareto chart, they can show you exactly where you need to focus your energy. They can prove with data that if you just solve these top 2 or 3 problems, you're going to get the biggest bang for your buck. Now that is data-driven clarity. So yeah, the green belt is an incredibly powerful stage of growth, but it's not the end of the road. It's not the final step. So how does this role fit into the bigger picture? How does it build toward true mastery for the whole organization? And here you can really see the path forward. Your green belt is leading those smaller projects using some solid intermediate stats. But the black belt, they're the ones tackling the really complex company-wide projects with some seriously advanced statistical analysis. And this is a huge part of their job. They mentor and coach the green belts, which is how you build that amazing culture of continuous improvement. Look, if you remember just one thing from this, make it this. Think of your green belts as the builders. They're on the ground, creating that solid, data-driven foundation for improvement. Your black belts, they're the architects. They take that foundation and design the whole enterprise-wide strategy. The point is, one can't succeed without the other. So as you start to see those seeds of knowledge sprout into these really capable green belts in your organization, the question for you is pretty simple. Are you ready to help them grow? Are you ready to help them reach for true mastery? We're going to dive into that next time.